Anyone who has been a part of any relationship can tell you that it involves a lot of give and take, push and pull, and cooperation. It Takes Two, a platform puzzle adventure game produced by Hazelight Studios, brings all of the glorious challenges of maintaining a relationship into a quirky, creative, and often hilarious imaginative co-op gameplay experience. In this cooperative adventure, you and a partner play as Cody and May, a married couple going through a challenging time in their relationship. They have come to the conclusion that divorce might be the best option for their marriage. After telling their daughter Rose about their plans to divorce, Rose flees to the family shed. There she has two handmade dolls fashioned to look like her parents, and she begins to imagine that they've mended their relationship and they get back together. But as she role plays, a tear falls from her eye, and it magically transfers her parents' consciousness into the dolls. Don't ask, it's just how it works. And this is where the adventure begins. Cody and May meet an anthropomorphic self-help relationship guidebook who goes by the name of Dr. Hakim, and things begin to kick off. For the rest of the game, Cody and May are trying to get themselves back into their real bodies. They journey across their property, working together to solve a wide variety of platforming puzzles. Occasionally, they get distracted by battling angry vacuum cleaners, having street fights with an angry squirrel, getting sucked into a snow globe, and even performing karaoke for an audience of madly cheering glow sticks. Well, yes, it's just that kind of a game. I found myself making mental comparisons to the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but with a healthy dose of Pixar's Cars, Disney's Fantasia, and a truckload of LSD. All of this combines together to create a game with some amazing visuals. While the quality of the graphics are not cutting edge and it's never going to win any awards for hyper-realism, what it does do is make use of beautiful color palettes, a fun art style, and great attention to detail and a heartwarming emphasis on emotion to draw you into their quirky little fantastical world. The sound design does a great job bringing you into the experience, and the voice acting is more than sufficient. So although it's popular for couples to play this game, I ended up playing online with a friend of mine who lives out of town. From the beginning of the game, we found it to be extremely accessible. The controls are simple and snappy, and even an absolute beginner won't have much trouble figuring out how to get started. After a few minutes of gameplay, the required mechanics are clearly explained, and the players should have all the tools they need to apply creative solutions to the challenges that they're faced with. The game is designed around specific areas on Cody and May's property. You might explore a tool shed, you'll end up in the tree out back, you'll go to your daughter's playroom, and even end up in the attic at one point. Each area comes with its own set of unique puzzle mechanics that are made available to the players. These mechanics have to be used cooperatively to make your way through the platforming puzzles and defeat the various bosses the game throws at you. And that is where the It's Take Two aspect of the game comes into play, as May and Cody are forced to work together to face challenges that are put before them. Is it deep? No. Is it a shallow reason to play a game? Perhaps, but does it work? Yeah, it really does. In one level, a character might spray flammable oil, while the other characters light matches to burn away cobwebs blocking your way. Or one character has the ability to walk on ceilings, while the other can change size at will. These mechanics always blend together, providing solutions to the puzzles blocking your way. My friend and I didn't find any of the puzzles to be overly difficult, but they seemed to provide enough of a challenge to keep things interesting. And as Cody and May are magical, indestructible, and immortal dolls, there's really no pressure to solve the puzzles. But you can just relax, take your time and think about it, and just enjoy the beautiful scenes all around you. It's happy, it's fun, it's mildly challenging, it's kind of the opposite of Dark Souls when you think about it. My friend and I both agreed that this game made us laugh a lot. There are some genuinely clever jokes in this game that are easy to miss, but hilarious if you can catch them. Yes, there is dialogue and cutscene humor, but the real gems are discovered as you explore the outstandingly detailed level. Only about a quarter of what you see is needed to solve the puzzle and beat the level. Everything else is pure entertainment and fun. As you explore a toy castle in your daughter's playroom, maybe you just pull a string without thinking, only to realize that you just set off a bizarre chain of reactions that launches the poor, helpless toy soldier through the air and into an open window. And what about in heaven when you encounter flying pigs? I guess it does happen. The game has a definite funny bone that, in my opinion, is enough to keep everyone interested, even if you find the puzzles to be a little bit simple for your taste. The game designers basically created a theme park for you to explore, and it just so happens that they put some puzzle elements in there for good measure. If you find yourself wanting to take a break from solving the puzzles and getting back to your body and rescuing your poor daughter's broken heart, hey, we all need a break at sometimes, right? The game designers have included a series of mini-games in which to compete with your partner. They're hidden around the world. You'll need to explore to find them, but it's often worth it, and there's just nothing better than beating your friend in human cannonball darts, or being the hammer to your friend's mole in a whack-a-mole game. The mini-games, once discovered, can also be played separately outside of the main story. So it's beautiful, it's heartwarming, it's funny, and it's accessible. But is it all sunshine and rainbows? Well, yes, it honestly is. My negatives about this game boil down to some very small ticky-tack nitpicks. The sound design could use a little better balancing. My friend and I used Discord for our voice chat during the game, and I noticed from level to level I had to turn the game audio up or down depending on what was going on. If I'm going to be honest, I also have to admit that the puzzles are not overly difficult. As a result of that, I felt there were one or two levels that tried to stretch out some of the puzzle concepts just a little bit too long. It never really made me want to stop playing because the detail of each level provides so much exploration and humor, but there were puzzles we just kind of walked up to and just instantly solved with a little bit of an eye roll. This gripe comes from decades of my friend and I playing puzzle games together, so maybe for the less experienced out there, it could be just right. I'm really not sure. One last thing was that I really wanted to play this game with my young daughter, who is in early elementary school, because, let's face it, it's a cute game, it's visually pleasing, it's very accessible for people her age. But the topics covered and some of the humor is aimed at adults. There was also the absolutely hilarious but terrifying torture and murder of the occasional stuffed animal that probably would have scarred my poor daughter for life. I, however, couldn't stop laughing. It's not a deep game, and I don't think it's meant to be. It's a cooperative platform puzzle game wrapped up in the skin of a light, often cheesy romantic comedy, and you know what? That's just fine. It does what it's designed to do, and it does it really well. It makes you laugh while at the same time pulling just enough of your heartstrings that I, as a father of three, unashamedly had to blink away some tears at one point. I would recommend this game for anyone who wants a light, relaxing, cooperative gaming experience. The Friend Play Along Game Pass comes for free, meaning you only need one copy of the game to enjoy it with somebody else. This opens the door for both of you to enjoy a solid 10 hours or so of hilarious, heartwarming gameplay at a nice price point. If you aren't worried about spoilers, you can find a playlist where my friend and I went through this game together linked in the description below. But my suggestion is that you go pick up the game and give it a go, fresh and unspoiled, just for yourself. It's so good, I'm pretty sure that it's going to grab you from the start and it's not going to let you go. I'm grateful to Hazelight for releasing such an amazing product. They seem to have hit a real chord with this game, and I hope that they can build on it to bring us even more amazing titles in the future. So that's all I have to share today about the game It Takes Two. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and if you like these reviews and you want to hear more of them, please hit that like button. And please subscribe to my channel. If you have a favorite cooperative game that you'd like us to check out and do a playthrough of, or perhaps you just want to hear a review about a game to decide if you want to get it for yourself, put it in the comments below and tell me what you'd like to hear about. Having feedback from you guys encourages me to make even more of these videos, and it also lets me know what kind of content you'd like to see. Thanks again for listening, and until next time.